From the 2005 AP exam, question number 2 on the FRQ said between 1950 and 2000, global meat production increased from 52 billion kilograms to 240 billion kilograms. During this period, the global human population increased from 2.6 billion to 6.0 billion. A and B had calculations as part of this problem. A said calculate the per capita meat production in 1950 and in 2000. B said to then use those values from part A to calculate the change in global per capita meat production during this 50-year period as a percentage of the 1950 value. This was pre-calculator days on the AP exam. The A part stated that in 1950, global meat production was 52 billion kilograms. And the world population at that time was only 2.6 billion people. The AP exam has always been known for you needing to know scientific notation. The first step in this one would be converting each to scientific notation. Not necessary. You can still set the problem up and work it without it. Lots of zeros, though, and they usually want to know that you know some basic math. The 52 billion, knowing that billion is 1 times 10 to the 9th. So if you started off with 52 times 10 to the 9th, one additional place needs to be moved over, so it's 5.2 times 10 to the 10th kilograms. 2.6 billion people, same thing, 2.6 times 10 to the 9th. Well, that's already in the form we need it. That's how many people there are. So in setting this up, the first point would have come from saying 5.2 times 10 to the 10th kilograms divided by 2.6 times 10 to the 9th people. Again, this was previous to being able to use a calculator on the exam. Pretty easy division and multiplication were involved in problems then. 52 over 26 is, goes 2 times, so 5.2 divided by 2.6 is still just 2. And 10 to the 10th over 10 to the 9th, all would cancel out except for one of the 10s, so it's 2 times 10 kilograms per capita. But 2 times 10 is just 20 kilograms per capita. This was a two-part question. The other one wanted you to do the same thing, 240 billion. So 240 times 10 to the 9th kilograms. And the people had grown in the year 2000 to 6 billion. So 6 times 10 to the 9th people. The 2.4 times 10 to the 11th kilograms divided by 6 times 10 to the 9th people. 24 divided by 6 is 4. 6 and 2.4 would leave you with 0.4. 10 to the 11th over 10 to the 9th times 10 to the 2nd kilograms per capita. However, 0.4, moving the decimal 2 places, you end up with 40 kilograms per capita. Always important on the AP exam, any math problem, you have to have setup, answers with units. The B part wanted you to use those values to come up with the percentages. The problem could have done a couple of different ways. One, you could have remembered your percent increase and decrease. Percent increase or decrease is the change divided by where you started. So in this case, we ended up with 40 kilograms per person. We started off with 20 kilograms per person. So what we started with was the 20, the change over the original amount, to give us 20 over 20, which is 1, and when you convert to a percent, that is 100%. So if we wanted to know how much the meat production increased from 1950 to 2000, it increased 100%. However, that's not the only thing you could have done. They would have given credit for that. That would have gotten the point. But you also could have started off with the 40 kilograms per person. What percent is that of what you started with. 40 over 20 reduces to 2. When you move that decimal 2 places, you are saying that the current meat production is 200% of what it was in 1950. Either direction saying that it was 100% increase, or it's 200% that the 2000 is 200% of the 1950 production. You could have done it in either way and gotten the point.